What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/TalesFromRetail. Alright, this story is called Elderly Woman Thinks I Stole Her Phone. Hello, this is my first time posting and am currently on mobile, so sorry for formatting. This is going to be a bit of a long one as the whole thing took place over 2 hours. I work in the electronics department of a store that has a nickname that sounds like an amusement park name, Wally World, but is nowhere near as fun. Wally World, Walmart. A few months back, I got a call over the store phone asking if an older woman had come back to see about correcting an issue with her phone. I had yet to see the woman, so I responded no and forgot about it until the woman mentioned previously comes up in a writing cart about 20 minutes later. She comes up to the counter and tells me that she came in and purchased a flip phone for one of our prepaid carriers a couple of days ago and that it hadn't activated correct. After asking some basic questions and troubleshooting, I figured out the phone had not even gone through the setup process to get a number and set up service. She starts looking at other phones for a bit before coming back and asking me about some of the smartphones. She makes it quite clear that she has Lyme disease and just wanted a basic simple phone. She had seen the Samsung A01 on the postpaid table and had been considering that, but put emphasis on that she didn't care for smartphones. After she finished talking for a moment and I could finally say something around her running in circles, I offered to activate the flip phone she bought previously to save her the hassle of returning the phone, buying a different one, and figuring out a smartphone. The phone she had was what she wanted. All I had to do was get it set up. She gave me the go-ahead to set up the flip phone, and that's what I did. It took me about 5 minutes to get it set up, and I even wrote down the number on a slip of paper and taped it to the back of the phone, as well as entering it into her contacts under my number so she knew it was hers. Finishing up the process, she seemed happy with the fact it was working and she went off on her way. This whole exchange took about 30 or 40 minutes in and of its own, but it was worth it to fix her problem. I was alone for the rest of the night. I worked closing shift and my department was dead. I got back to zoning and working freight, and after about 10 minutes, I get a call on the store phone from service desk asking about this same lady missing a phone she was trying to return. Now, this confused me as we had gone through what we did so she wouldn't have to go through the hassle of a return. I explained what had happened to service desk and they said okay and hung up. Well, apparently the lady started to kick up a fuss about her missing phone she never bought, and a customer service manager came back looking for the receipt or phone in question. I once again explained what happened and they went back up to try to sort out the woman's confusion. 10 more minutes pass and the woman is back at my counter accusing me of stealing her new smartphone that she never bought. I told her that she didn't buy a new phone, that I had activated the one she already had, but she was insistent on the fact that she bought a new phone. Now this is where the Lyme disease, as mentioned, comes in, as it can affect or fog up memories. She even said that while she may have Lyme disease, her mind wasn't that far gone, and I had to hold my tongue. She's getting more and more aggressive over this phone she never purchased, swearing I stole it, and asking if I felt proud of myself stealing from a poor older woman. At this point, I'm trying to get a manager back here because she just will not calm down or listen to reason. My anxiety is rising, and I'm starting to fall over the edge into a panic attack as I feel my eyes stinging. I don't do well with hostility. Finally, a manager comes back and the woman starts going off again about how I stole her phone. They get my side after she finished, and once I'm done, they tell her that with there being no receipt or anything to show she had bought a new phone, and with me being the only electronics associate in the store and saying I made no phone sale to her, that there was no way for her to get the A01 she swears she bought. That That didn't sit well with her, as she turns on management now, saying how they were a fraud against her and that she was going to get the cops involved and they'd be sorry. The manager told her that she was more than welcome to call the cops and they could come in and check the cameras to see what happened, but otherwise, nothing could be done for a non-existent sale. The woman finally leaves and goes to the parking spot to find the person who gave her a ride to the store. Now, at this point, it has been almost 2 hours since I got the initial call asking if I had seen this woman. After about 20 more minutes, I go to clock out and run into one of the customer service managers and ask what happened after. Apparently, she got to the parking lot and realized her ride was gone and started to freak out even more. It got to the point she called an ambulance to come give her a ride. She never did come back with cops. First of all, please excuse the stuffy nose. You can probably tell I have one due to the stuffiness of my nose. Anyway, that woman sounds like she needs help. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, this story's called Die! Die! Die, lot! This is gonna be a long one. Story! Working at the Red Store with an M, I was a customer experience person, so I had my fair share of Karens. I was also an expert on the yarn. Now, what you have to realize is that when they manufacture yarn, it is dyed, and these are cut up into skeins, I don't know. And these are called dye lots. When packaged by 3 skeins per pack, they get thrown into huge bins. Because they are all the same color, the dye lots get mixed up. The only way to even try to guarantee is to call the Red Heart and order a special run, and even the beginning and ends of the runs vary because of how much dye is in the vat. Did you know that little old ladies can spot a shade difference in the yarn from 50 paces, but only after they have taken every freaking skein out of their place on the shelf? This woman comes in and needs 50 skeins, I don't know, of off-white Lionheart 5-weight yarn for a project she is working on. We all know that this will not end well. In order for me to get that many, as we only carry about 9 skeins max at a time, with up to 6 weeks to get more, I smile and tell Karen that of course we can do that, but it will take 4 to 5 weeks or so for us to get them. They must be the same dye lot. I inform her that there is very little chance of that happening and tell her why, and we will do what we can. I repeated in our conversation that it was going to be near impossible, but we will do what we can. That's fine. To accomplish the gathering, I would spend 4 hours over the next week contacting every single store in our district, 13 covering Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, and having them send what they can of 3 to 6 skeins so they wouldn't wipe out 3 states worth of inventory. So this is all coming in on the store's UPS dime, but it is something we eat as the cost of doing business on a daily basis. It takes that long for me to get things rolling as I have to take time out of helping customers, call that store, talk to someone on their sales floor, they have to go check their shelf, all while helping their customers, and then come back and tell me how many, if any, they have, and get the paperwork done. The shipping may be 2 weeks if they have it. So she calls in weekly to see if we have them yet. She hangs up with a huff when we don't, but I do let her know a running total and remind her that they may not have the same dye lot. So after almost 2 months, we get them in and I call her. It takes another couple of days for her to come in. Remember, she can't pay in advance unless she orders online. She comes in, I go to the back. I get the 2 large mini fridge size boxes we had been collecting the yarn in. We begin to go through them. The screeching begins. These aren't the same number! I look and lo and behold, about half are the same lot number and the rest are 2 different lot numbers. I swear to the gods that, no joke, I held them up to a lighted magnifying glass and could not tell a difference between them. She screeches at me as I'm trying to tell her that this is the best we could do and that I had told her that this was going to happen. I want a manager! Couldn't you predict that? Now, I have to tell you, my manager was a bimbo, a meanie jerk, with a capital meanie jerk bimbo letter. Was told that to her face by employees and customers alike on a bi-weekly basis. We still never figured how she wasn't fired, but she made the store and the district massive money, so we figured that is why. And she was a queen of give no asterisks. Karen goes on about me and how I hadn't told her that she would be getting different colors. I was worthless. I wasted her time, yada yada. Finally, she winds down. Manager turns to me. I explain what happened. So you spent that much time getting these in? In a nice tone, she turns to Karen. Ma'am, OP spent X time finding even this many. The only way to get any more of any lot number is to start calling around the country, and I don't have time for him to waste on what is going to be a needle in a haystack. Do you want to purchase the yarn or not? I am standing there, floored. Slack-jawed Karen and her quiet husband are standing there, and she swoops 31 skeins. Some stores only had loose skeins, I'm sorry, into her cart and stomps off to the register. Manager just looks at me. I'm like, yep, and I slide the rest of the yarn back into the box, and she takes 30 plus things of overstock to the shelves over the yarn to pull from when we restock for the next 4 months. Side note for all those who shop yarn, we don't mind if you pull all the skeins out of the cubby on the shelf to check the dye lots, but we would appreciate it if you would stuff them back on the shelf in the right cubby. If you can put them back in the same direction, you would be considered a rock star. Wow. Hey man, these yarn employees have low standards, so be sure to be a rock star any chance you can. That's a good life motto. Unless you're surrounded by drugs, then don't be a rock star, okay? Because that would be bad. Alright, this story's called Homegirl Pulled a Wonder Woman and Stopped a Train to Stop a Theft. Well, 2021 is off to a good start. This just happened yesterday, New Year's Day. I was barely involved, but I'm posting this for Reddit posterity and to honor my amiga's amazing act of beepin' badassery. First, let me tell you about Linda. Linda is more than just a Latina frontline cashier. Linda has always aspired to be a loss prevention specialist in anticipation of her someday becoming a full-fledged, street-accredited police frickin' officer. So she often helps out with store surveillance and plainclothes security. Since she's good at it, they're letting her cross-train. Things were fairly quiet at the big box home improvement store on the first day of the new year, which was why Linda was mainly watching the cameras. She had her eye on an old regular robber who had taken up retail theft as a retirement hobby. An old man always got caught cause he'd come in with a rolling suitcase every time. Like nobody would notice, right? Security would then let him walk the floor, load up his suitcase, then stop him at the door saying, "Okay, just empty it out and you can go home, sir. See you tomorrow." So, Natch, Linda was watching that guy when a shady couple enters the warehouse, who really gave off that shoplifter vibe to everybody, including me, cause they were cruising my department with big empty backpacks on. You can tell when a customer is looking for a tool to suit their needs, and when they're just looking for something expensive to steal. Thus so, we all started communicating and coordinating, and observed the couple pick up a set of drills, nonchalantly mosey to the back aisles, and suddenly, when they turned a corner, the drills were gone, and the male's backpack was stuffed with something coincidentally tool-sized. Here's where Linda heroically sprang into action. Cue Wonder Woman's theme song from the 70s. She ran down to the floor and confronted the couple, just like she'd confront the old thief, saying, "Hey, empty your backpack. We saw you take those tools. If you give them up, you could get out of here." But nope. The fools underestimated Linda's small stature and non-uniformed situational authority and tried to just walk out with with the drills brazenly in their backpack, with a few defiant choice curse words edited out here. What they didn't know was that the plainclothes security officer was shadowing them too. They thought Linda couldn't touch them cause she wasn't a cop. Well, they thought wrong. These guys were so down and desperate, they didn't even have a car to escape in, and just hustled to an adjacent train station, where they trapped themselves on the elevated platform. Linda chased them up there, where they tried to board an incoming train, and with the help of the security officer, she ordered the train to halt in the name of the law while she called the police. A whopping 7 uniformed cops arrived, including a county sheriff. I think with the train halted in conjunction with the robbery, the call may have gone out as a train robbery, which was treated as a much more serious offense. The tweakers' attitude improved immensely after that, and they were willing to give up the tools, but it was too late and they were cuffed, booked, and taken downtown. Woohoo! Linda, just like Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, stopped a whole friggin' train just to stop a theft. Wow. Yikes. That's they thought it was a train I'm sorry, that was so funny to me that they thought it was a train robbery. And it's crazy that she freaking stopped the train. We should get her in GTA 5 because there's that train. It doesn't stop for anything. Like, I'm serious. I have tried so many freaking crazy things to get that train to stop, but it don't. Alright, this story's called So I Guess She Wasn't Taking Pictures. I just saw this subreddit and thought of a perfect story that happened to me a few years ago. I just started working in this shop and in retail at all, so I followed the instructions to the T. They said that pictures aren't allowed, and anytime I saw someone, I politely asked them to stop taking pictures. Well, I saw a lady around 50 years old with her mobile up. She was walking towards me, and me, with my best retail employee smile, asked her if she could stop taking pictures. It's company policy. Out of nowhere, this lady starts to yell at me how I'm annoying and rude, how I'm so nervous that she instantly started to get nervous. She'll come back some other time when someone other is working, someone not as rude as me, and many more lovely things. But the sentence that sealed the deal and the conversation was, "Who are you to tell me that I can't do something? And for your information, I wasn't taking pictures. I was playing Pokemon Go." She turned around and I never saw her again. I guess she was just taking her daily steps. Yikes, OP. No one... Poor lady. Oh man, she freaked out on you. That's so funny. OP, you gotta take it easy, man. It's just Pokemon Go. Don't get so trigger happy with the power.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.